it's finally time for batch coding. So, you can code batch in Notepad++ or just regular Notepad. I recommend Notepad++ because you can set it to any language, but of course we're coding batch. So, you want to start always with @echo off. So now what this does is it turns off where it shows you system information, echoes back commands. It's very important. So now, after @echo off, you can set a color. There is a color scale, which you can research that. 0A would make the text green. So now, title. This is what it's going to say at the top of the window. My title is going to be hello. Okay, so now, if we use a colon, it makes what I like to call a cyber location. It can be visited again, so it can run through that code. So now, CLS will clear the screen from any previous text. Of course, in our case, there won't be any, but if we were to visit back to this, at one point there would be, and we would need it cleared. So now, echo. What echo does is it pretty much says whatever's typed after it. So it's kind of like print if you've ever coded it Python. But anyways, echo hello world. So now, then pause. So now, if we save it, if you have it set to batch as the language, you don't have to type .bat after it. Hello. Now when we run this, hello world, press any key to continue. So now, that is probably as basic as it gets, so we're going to go into variables. So now, there are some variables that are preset, like time and date, percent date, percent, that would just say the date. Then there's percent time, percent. But we're going to make our own variable. So we want the user to input what they want the variable to equal. So set /p, the variable's name is going to be a, equals what is your favorite number, ? And then this, so they can type after it for convenience. And then, so what's going to happen is it's going to ask them what their favorite number is. They're going to type in their number, and then it's going to set it as A. So when we type %A% in a command, the command prompt will recognize it as what the user set it to be. So now, if we do echo, you typed %A%, and then pause, so it doesn't just end the program after running through all that code. Hello. Hello world, what is your favorite number? So now if I put 7, you typed 7. So that is the basics of a variable. They should make sense. And now I want to move into if statements. Well, an if statement pretty much says if something is something, then issue a series of commands. So if %A% equals, if it is 13, so if %A% equals 13, then we're going to type our issued command. Go to no. Echo, isn't that an unlucky number? Pause, save, minimize, open. So now if I type in 4, it's going to say you typed 4. But if I type 13, it's going to say you typed 13, isn't that an unlucky number? And it'll only do it with 13. And we can add more if statements for other numbers. For example, if someone were to type in 7, which 7, is that a lucky number or an unlucky number? I don't know. But it could say something like it's a lucky number. So if statements can be used, for example, if statements and variables, you can make a simple quiz. And you could say a multiple choice quiz, of course. And you would be all like, if % and then your variable equals A, if it equals B, if it equals C, if it equals D, and then the right one would be the only one that said you got it right. So that is pretty much the basics of some basic commands. So for 100% understanding, I want to go through everything. At echo off, that turns off echo back for command in your system information. Color sets the color of the text and background. Title, top of the window. Colons, they set what I like to call cyber location. CLS clears previous information. Echo says something after it. Set/p allows user input for a variable. %a% is a variable. An if statement pretty much is defined logic, getting an output based on a variable. And then pause pretty much pauses it and tells you to press any key to continue. So now that is the extreme basics. If anything doesn't make sense, you can comment. But is there anything I'm lacking? Yes, we're gonna make it so if they type in if %a% equals 666 because that's an unlucky number, then exit, because exit will close the program. You see, because that's an unlucky number, and shame on them for putting that in. But anyways, we open this, type in 13. You type 13, isn't that an unlucky number? Hello world, what is your favorite number? It's 666. You type 666, and then it just closes, because it doesn't like you anymore. But that's all the time I have for today. I hope you learned something, which you likely did. But it really helps me out. I'm starting, comment, like, and if you can, subscribe. I mean, every little thing helps. But thank you for that, and I hope you learned something. I will put Notepad++, the link for it in the description. And thank you for watching.